I'm equipping men to push back darkness. Define that for us. Like for the guys listening to you for the first time today.
Yeah, so ultimately what a lot of pastors do, and again, part of what I do, and I've said this before, if pastors did their job and the other quote unquote men's ministers out there did their job, I wouldn't have to do my job, right? But the reason why I'm having to do it is so many pastors hide, right? So if you're like a lot of these megachurch guys, you basically figure out what life lesson you want to teach next. You figure out your 4 to 6 week series, and then you back into some scripture that you're going to sprinkle over the top of your your sermon so that you can keep your tax exempt status as a church. And so it's like it's all life lesson stuff. It's all TED Talky stuff, right? And so they're not getting into the real things of culture. But then when pastors do decide to dip their toe into culture, it's always something that agrees with what people on the left agree with. Isn't that so interesting? So they were, a lot of pastors were quick to run to Instagram to post the black square after George Floyd overdosed and died while in police custody in Minnesota back in 2020. But they didn't have a thing to say about Charlie Kirk being martyred in front of the entire world. They didn't have anything to say about the church in Minnesota being stormed by people that were, wanting to disrupt and intimidate Christians while they were worshiping God. And so they didn't have time to say anything about that, but they certainly wanted to pipe up because of what they thought happened, at a particular incident in Minnesota. And so ultimately what I'm having to do is I'm having to bridge the gap for the shepherds that aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing.